TTL F2, we are here for Season 6, Round 4 at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada. And as always, I'm going to be taking you through the action. For those of you tuning in and don't know me, I am James Head and I'm going to be taking you through the action here tonight, as always on a Tuesday night here on TTTV for TTL F2. What a privilege, I've got to say, to be here once again. We're going to get cracking straight on with what happened last week. It was the feature race and it was Spike who took the feature race win in Spain, with Siege in second, Venom in third. In the sprint race, it was Honey Badger, championship leader, who took the sprint race win, with VRT Venom and TTG Sean separating second and third of races this season, both the sprint and feature race respectively, and it was Honey Badger who took driver of the day as well. And he leads the championship on 104 points, with Siege in second on 74, Venom in third on 61, Ventink in fourth on 60, with Sean in fifth on 59. We've then got Spike in 6th on 39, Vic Mill in 7th on 31, Maze in 8th on 22, Maximus and Renfara separating are tied for 10th position on 13 points. So that is quite good for those guys indeed. Matter on 12 points with Drez, Matter in 11th on 12, with Drez in 12th on 8, Conti in 13th on 5, and Spike in 14th on 4 points. S. Graham, Carlsby, Passels and Asdog yet to score any points this season. And hopefully the stream is of a fine quality. Arc Grand Prix currently lead the Constructors' battle on 109 points, with Dams in second on 96. BWT Arden in third on 91, quite consistent last week. Campos in fourth on 71, with MP Motorsport in fifth on 61. Then a bit of a gap to Uni Vitosi on 39, with Carlin in seventh on 17. Sauber Junior in eighth on 13, Prima in ninth on 8, and Trident in 10th on the nil point at this moment in time. But we are visiting here as part of TTL F2 tonight for round 4 of the championship. Remember, feature and sprint races to come tonight, and there's 14 turns for the drivers to really unfold around. I was doing a couple of laps earlier on time trial in the Carlin car, and I've got to say, what a tricky track it is for the F2 cars here tonight. It is going to be a real test and a real task for these drivers here tonight. It is going to be quite hard out there for the drivers, especially I think in the feature race, where they have got to make, of course, that mandatory pit stop. Well, all of them do have to make that mandatory pit stop, of course. And I'll tune into the comment section, see how you guys are doing here tonight. Hopefully the stream quality is fine and everything's fine with that. I will just reply to a message in just a little bit. Plenty of penguins in the chat as well, which is good to see, and a new subscriber to the channel as well, so thank you to whoever that was. And RRT Matter just coming in and saying he's joining now, and I can see him in the lobby settings there. He is there in the Campos racing car. Hopefully we are expecting a good performance from him here tonight. Of course, he has been struggling the last couple of weeks, I've got to be honest, but we've been seeing it on the stream as well, so hopefully he's got that within him tonight. And of course there's only 11 drivers here, so the possibility of picking up the points, certainly in both races here tonight, could be quite key to maybe mounting a bit of a challenge for the championship coming forward into the season. I will just reply to this message. I'm going to be back in just a minute. And it looks like we are getting set now for action here tonight. I'm hopefully not concerned at the red bars that are showing on my screen. I think it is roughly because I'm streaming. There we go. That is all fired up into greens and yellows. That's the colours I want to be seeing out on my stream, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I don't want to be seeing those colours at all. I think we might have some lag issues. Hopefully not, because I want to see the drivers out on track. We have just had another driver join, I do believe, and that is Drez, just joined in late. He is now part of the IGL team, so that just needs to be noted down in the stewards. And I've got to be honest, Drez has been proving himself over the last couple of weeks. As we get going now into one-shot qualifying here in Canada for TTL F2 here tonight. I can't wait for this because it's going to be quite hell on earth for these drivers. You'll be losing the back ends quite a lot around this track at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. As we are now getting going into the lobby, which is fantastic to see. Right, let's go and get this underway. Beautiful blue skies here in Canada. 12 drivers. I'm miscounting everyone on the right hand side there. 12 drivers on track. It should prove to be a really nice race here tonight for the drivers out on track. As I say, with the only being 12 drivers, there is big possibilities for drivers who've not necessarily scored points this season or have scored lack of points this season to actually try and pick up a point, maybe even 2 points, maybe even the full hog and go 25 and get right within the championship battle. As I say, Honey Badger does lead the way in the championship at 104 points, Siege in second on 74, a 30 points difference coming into tonight, and it is going to be quite fascinating. Has Honey Badger already mounted his championship challenge, I wonder? We will have to wait out and see. Of course, we will go on board with the driver on for one-shot qualifying, and we'll talk you through a lap of Canada right on time. And it's VRT Venom, and that's not what I like to see, the ghosting cars, but VRT Venom in the MP Motorsport on a through turn 2. This is where the back end will take the step out, but he's actually finding that very nicely indeed through towards turn 3. Now towards turn 4 once again, VRT Venom through 3 and 4 very nicely there now on the run through turn 5. Famously where Hartley and Stroll came together in 2019. Venom now through the left-hander. It was 2018 even, not 2019. VRT Venom then on a lap. He is 12th at this moment in time. He comes now down towards another tricky chicane. 4 chicanes out on track. We've already gone through 2 of them. In fact, no, we've already gone through 3 of them. The Scotsman right at the back. I think we're going to go on board with Spike, though, who is on board a lap here. And there's not many changes to the order. I think Venom has had an invalidation somewhere out on track. So Spike then currently leading the way down towards the Order of Champions. Famously where in 1998, Hill, Villeneuve and Schumacher, to name but a few, have cost themselves at this chicane. Through turns 13 and 14 now, Spike through the final corner, looking good through there, Spike, and he's about to come across the line. Honey Badger, I think, is just going to nick it though across the line. Honey Badger nicks it, and it's only by 400th of a second from Spike. That final corner exit might have just cost him. Honey Badger then takes pole position from Spike in second. We'll run you through down the rest of the field very shortly indeed, as the grid order will now come up. Honey Badger has taken it by 400th of a second from Spike in second. Siege in third, only less than 0.3 of a second separating the top 3. Good to see. Conti in fourth, Sean in fifth. They round off the top 5 with Mays in sixth, Benfara 7th, Drez in 8th, Maximus 9th and Matter in 10th. Both Vic Mill and Venom have had invalidated lap times. So the BWT Arden, the Seoul BWT Arden and the Seoul MP Motorsport are starting from the back of the field in P11 and P12 respectively. Looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be fantastic racing here out on track tonight at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Now, I will apologise. I have got still a bit of a cold and a bit of a cough, and it's absolutely pissing down with rain here in Canada. That is not what I like to see, to be honest. It is absolutely teeming down out on track in Canada. And I will take you through the full mesh lap in about 30 seconds or so. We are then going for the formation lap, very similar to a 25% race around here, if I've got to be honest. We are here for Canada, of course, and Honey Badger does lead us off, and that is not what we like to see. Already struggling out there on track. The wet compound, I didn't expect it to be wet at all. I haven't done any testing in the wet here at all in Canada. So I'm a bit in the wilderness really compared to the guys out on track as well. So it's not too bad. Let's have a look at everyone's connections. Everyone's looking like they're okay at this moment in time, as we are pretty much through the first sector. Honey Badger, Spike, Siege starting out on top. No need to go through the strategies because they're all on the same one. It's wet compound tyres galore for the 12 drivers out on track. It is going to be really tricky out on track, and I think it is, and you can really see how much the drivers are going off. Honey Badger, Spike, Siege. This is going to be really interesting indeed for the feature race here tonight in Canada. And of course we've got the sprint race to come later on, and I'm really hoping that it does remain dry for that sprint race. You never know, we might turn dry towards the end of the race here. I know Spike was saying in the comments, oh Canada indeed here tonight. I can't sing, I haven't got the greatest voice at the minute, but to keep me company I have got some Fanta Blood Orange, which is the Halloween version Fanta. And that'll keep my voice going. I haven't been feeling well actually the last couple of minutes before coming onto the stream, so I do apologise if I do have to cut off at several stages in this, because I'm not feeling well at all. I am here to commentate through you guys through the action here tonight as the drivers now join onto the grid for the start of the feature race here in Canada. This is going to be one wild, wacky, mental ride, I think, here for TTL F2 tonight. And we're about to get going very shortly indeed. Those 5 red lights will come on and everyone will go green in Canada. The 5 red lights then are on for Season 6, Round 4 here in Canada. And it is lights down, away we go. Honey Badger and Spike get relatively similar start. A bit of a bog down there from Conti, who has spun off the line and has dropped to the rear of the field. Had a little bit of contact, I think, with Maze. Down into turn 1 though, and Spike around the outside has taken the lead of the race. That's Drez trying to get past, I think, in the background. Sorry, Renfara on Drez has just happened. 5th and 6th position. The 2 Germans swap, so Spike leads early on down into second, Siege in third, Sean in fourth. They're all running off track slightly. It is very tricky to get through there. The 2 Germans having a little bit of contact. Venom and Vic Mill, you don't want to be going too wide through here because you'll end up having a Hartley and Stroll situation. Vic Mill trying to go around the outside of Drez. We've got Honey Badger and Spike as well battling out for the lead of the race, and Honey Badger around the outside of the chicane through turn 6 has pretty much got this move done. Now into the 3rd chicane here out on track, and we're only on lap 1, and look at how difficult the conditions are for the drivers here out on track tonight. That was Venom going off the Scotsman. There's been a bit of a spin in the background. I think that's Renfara round. It is. Renfara is round. Conti is round as well, I do believe, in the background. He is. Honey Badger, Spike totally messing up his braking point. Siege running wide as well. It is all Honey Badger at this stage with about a 1.2 second gap. Spike, he ran out wide, but he's got a much better exit down the straight down. He's got ahead of Siege once again as we come now down towards the end of lap 1. Well, what a mental lap 1 as well. Matter ran on the back of Maze further down the field. We'll cut to that because Matter is running in the slipstream now of Maze. This is for 9th and 10th position out on track. Matter down the inside. The Brit, can he get the car stopped? Just about. There's a bit of front wing damage there for Drez on the exit of the Wall of Champions. Renfara and Conti struggling at the back of the field. It is Honey Badger though who leads. 1.5 seconds leading the way from Spike in 2nd, Siege in 3rd. Conti's got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. I need to get my Fanta out the way so I can see the penalties come through. Dre's right on the back of Maximus though in the meantime, and the wet conditions really catching people out. Maze is round in the background. Matter does well to avoid him, so Matter now through to P9. Maze spinning, and that is Maximus just losing a bit of front wing on the exit of turn 4, and Farah has gone past Maze as well, who struggles to get the car going. and you can really appreciate why these guys are struggling to get the car going in these very wet conditions out on track. Halfway through lap 2, Honey Badger does lead the way. They've got to be very careful because there are plenty of opportunities on this lap for a lap around here in Canada to pick up a lot of invalidations. I mean, Venom has, I think, just cut across the chicane then. He's made a bit of a mistake, and now the pole, Vic Mill ran on the back of him. BWT Arden against the car of Venom and the MP Motorsport. So the two sole runners from 11th and 12th on the grid. Venom is up 5 positions. Vic Mill is up 6 positions early on. So 11th and 12th these guys were. They're up 7th and 5th. There's the position changes throughout the first 2 laps or so. Master is also gaining the position. Maximus gaining 2 and Sean also gaining 1 as well. Honey Badger leads on the end of lap 2. 1.9 seconds the gap. 2 seconds the gap actually to Spike, who was in 2nd. Siege in 3rd with Sean in 4th. Venom in 5th with Vic Mill in 6th. Maximus in 7th, Drez in 8th, Matter getting a much better exit out of the wall of champions, and he's got the move done. So Matter up to P8, Drez I think might have contacted with the wall. Matter is through and he's up to P8. Drez in P9, Renfaro P10, Maze in P11 and Conti in P12. Honey Badger out on track between Venom and Vic Mill. Now I do appreciate there is a bit of lag kicking up on, I'm not sure if it's on the stream and I'm not sure if it's actually within the lobby here as well. I'll do my best to try and fix it. But Vic Mill right on the back of Venom there as they come down towards the straight. There's a lot of lag actually going on here. Venom has gone miles too deep into the corner there of the chicane. Vic Mill will have the outside line and will take the position. So Venom gives up the position for 5th. Vic Mill is through and he's up to P5. So the pole, BWT Arden, goes past the MP Motorsport out on track. Renfara and Drez changing positions further down the field. The two Germans, once again, I think for the 3rd time this race, they've changed positions. Drez down to P10, Renfara up to P9 at the tricky hairpin at the top of the track. Mason Conti still 11th and 12th. Let's have a look at how the leader's getting on. Honey Badger leads the way by 2.2 seconds from Spike in 2nd. Siege in 3rd as they come across the line. The rain absolutely teeming down here in Canada. Sean's made a bit of a mistake. Vic Mill now sensing an opportunity down the straight. Of course, no DRS, so they've got to do it the old-fashioned way here in Formula 1. Sean down into turn 1, just goes a little bit too deep into the corner, runs wide. Here comes Vic Mill trying to see a gap up the inside, doesn't want to lose the back end, and you can really see the drivers fighting the back end through for this battle for 4th. Venom in the background is getting a little bit closer as well. Maximus not entirely out of this either. He has got that front wing damage from earlier on. Everyone in wet compound tyres I think do have to they don't really have to make a mandatory pit stop if they are going to continue to the end of the race. I think though around this track they might have to. Renfara has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Drez struggling, just losing a couple of tenths, but in the meantime we're on board with the battle for 4th between Sean, Vic Mill and Venom out on track. Down into the chicane once again. Sean runs a little bit deep. Vic Mill now picking up the opportunity. The BWT Arden driver is going to have it around the outside here. He's going to be onto the outside into the hairpin. If he doesn't cut across, he'll be on the outside line. He will stick to that outside line because there's no opportunity for him to cut off Sean. And Vic Mill on the traction, right around the outside, has got the move done, I think. But Sean not giving up without a fight. We're going forward with Venom as the both of them go side by side down the straight here towards the wall of champions. Vic Mill and Sean for 4th and 5th. It is Vic Mill who comes out on top. Sean dips back into the slipstream. Look at Venom's closing speed as well. The Scotsman picking up. Everyone going to brake very sensibly in the conditions. And Vic Mill holds on for 4th position. Sean in 5th and Venom in 6th. Venom now picking up a much better exit to Sean. He's on the inside line. There is a lot of lag being picked up. I'm not sure if it's from my end. I don't think it is. Venom though down the inside on Sean. Sean saw him coming. Venom runs wide, but he's got the move done. The Scotsman is through on the Brit and he's through up to P5. So Venom up through to P5. Good reading the scenario there by the Scotsman. And he is through and takes that position nicely indeed. Honey Badger leads then by 3.5 seconds. We're on lap 5 out of 20, so 1/4's distance if you think of the feature race. Spike in 2nd, 3.4 seconds. The championship leader currently dominating out on track. The Spike in 2nd. Siege in 3rd. Vic Mill is in 4th with Venom in 5th. Sean in 6th. Sean trying to get a little bit closer to Venom. He's obviously just been overtaken by Venom, but Venom now on a bit of a charge, and he's trying to pick up Vic Mill once again. Maximus in 7th, Mata 8th, Renfara trying to get closer to Mata. Mata having a good race so far. Drez's round, similarly, very similar to what happened there with Vettel back in 2011 and what was robbed as race of the decade. Absolutely robbed as race of the decade as well. Renfara though on the back of Mata. You come into the hairpin once again. I'm just going to take a quick break in the commentary to soothe my voice down a little bit. Be back in about 30 seconds. Renfara right on the back of Mata here. I am back live on commentary once again. The wet conditions now beginning to just fade away a little bit. I was going to say depicitate, but I don't want to end up like Chris Kamara. Drez is out of the race, has retired. I'm not sure where that was. Was that the Wall of Champions? Don't think we'll get to see his car position. Hopefully we'll get to see, though, a bit of front wing damage. We'll run on board with Honey Badger then for now. Renfara trying to get closer to Mata still. We'll go back on board with the battle for 8th in just a second. We'll try and pick up on where Drez might have retired the car. He has left the session. It is getting drier out on track. Conti has picked up a 3-second time penalty further down the field. Him and Mays fighting now for 10th and 11th. We're about 5 seconds away from each other there. Honey Badger then down into the hairpin, down into the final 2 corners once again. And it might have been in the pit lane, I think, for Drez. I can't see any front wing damage there. Honey Badger sets the new fastest lap of the race with a 1:32.6, and he currently leads the way from Spike in 2nd. Siege in 3rd, but we'll go back on board with this battle for 8th between Mata and Renfara. Both seem very consistent indeed here tonight, I've got to be honest. And the German trying to close in on the Brit, the LRT driver against the German of Renfara. I've got to say, it's looking good at this stage for these guys out on track. Conditions do seem to be improving. You can see there's a lot of light now beginning to come through in the clouds, which should suggest that the track will begin to get drier. Hopefully we'll see a complete... Oh, as Renfara loses it through the exit of turn 2. We should see a complete improvement in the conditions. The rain should stop, I would say, in the next 10 minutes or so. Judging around this track, that'll probably be around lap 13, lap 14 if the conditions were to completely go and the track was to dry. So we might still get a bit of dry running in this race. You never know, it might turn into more... Of course, these drivers can't run in intermediate conditions. There is no tyre of intermediate conditions. These drivers will have to just stick it out on a set of wet compound of tyre, because they're the only wet compound, the only compound of tyre that is actually durable to go enough in the wet. As Vic Mill runs very wide at the hairpin, the rain is stopping out on track. But if you are listening to me while racing, don't, first of all, because that's just pure dangerous. And don't listen to me for any advice regarding any strategies, because I'm absolutely hopeless at it. Honey Badger has set the new fastest lap of the race once again, and that was a 1:32.5 for Honey Badger, and he's about 5 tenths ahead of Spike's personal best of a 33 flat, and that gap keeps extending. 5.5 seconds currently out on track. We'll go on board though with the developing battle. This is for the final point scoring position out on track here in the feature race. It is Mays and Conti. Of course, we run the traditional Formula 1 point style system here in Formula 1. Mays is coming into the pits, and Conti runs wide through the chicane. Now, it looks like there might be a little bit of a dry line picking up. Mays is into the pits, so he is going to go a bit of an undercut. Maybe the tyres just struggling slightly. He might have picked up a bit of front wing damage, actually. He's into the pits now, and Renfara picks up a 3-second time penalty, and it looks like Mays is actually gambling to go on a set of dries. Unless I'm completely... No, he's not mad at all. He is going on a set of soft compound of tyre. That's not a bad strategy, but the rain is beginning to... it is still raining out on track, so this is going to be completely hell on earth, I think, for Mays out on track. It's a bold strategy call. Whether it pays off or not remains to be seen. We'll ride on board though in the meantime with Mata, who is catching the back of Maximus. 7th and 8th currently out on track. They go up towards the hairpin once again. We are nearly halfway through here in TTL F2. For the feature race, of course, the sprint race still to go, and it is Honey Badger who leads the way by 6 seconds. From Spike in 2nd, Siege in 3rd, with Vicmill in 4th, Venom in 5th, then followed by Sean in 6th, Maximus in 7th, Matter in 8th, Renfara in 9th, trying to get a little bit closer actually. Renfara, the German, 1.9 seconds off. You now go down into the chicane once again, and everyone just taking it very steadily indeed. Matter, you saw, and Maximus there, taking it very steadily indeed. So now come down towards turn 1 once again, and that is Maximus just going a little bit slow down into turn 1. Of course, you would appreciate the conditions. Looks like the rain is beginning to actually pick up again a little bit. So, as we see Renfara drifting it through turn 1, there is a bit of a dry line now beginning to form actually on the track. Maximus has picked up a 3-second tampering, running very close to the wall there. Siege trying to catch Spike for 2nd and 3rd. There's not really any battles out on track, so I'm just constantly checking to see where drivers are really in relation to their positions. Obviously, Honey Badger has dominated things out in front. Spike beginning to lose the time a little bit. He's in 2nd, but Siege in 3rd. Vicmill 4th, Venom running off the top 5. See how you guys are doing in the comments section. Haven't been any comments. If you are wanting to get in touch though with any of the drivers here tonight and show your support, of course, do show it within the comment section. And actually will give me a good chance to go through what is going to be happening in the next couple of days or so on TTTV. And I can tell you that we are going to be having Mini League tomorrow night for rounds 3 and 4 respectively for both Mini League 2 and Mini League 1. PMP dominating in Mini League 2. I'll be taking you through that one from 7 and 7:45 respectively. Of course, we are in Germany and Singapore, where Mini League 1 was last week. And Mini League 2 will get to take in Belgium and Japan. Hugh McGinley will be taking you through that one from 8:30 and 9:15 out on track. So just to give you a bit of a whet of appetite, quite literally taking a whet of appetite with the rain here in TTL F2. But a lot of the action has been good so far. There's been a lot of goings off and a lot of people spinning out on track, and I'm honestly not surprised in the conditions that they are spinning in these cars. I mean, I was doing dry testing in time trial before we came live, and my god, the back end, if you just applied a little bit too much power out of the corner, the back end does really tend to step out, more so I think around Canada than any other track on the calendar this season in TTL F2. And I've got to be honest, it is a really interesting perspective to see how these guys will get on as we come as... Who was that making a mistake? There was somebody at the hairpin making a bit of a mistake. Vicmill, that is me, is just getting out of the way. You can clearly see that it wasn't the best strategy call for Maze on a set of soft compound of tyres. But he can take that risk, because you never know, a driver ahead might crash. That'll be him in the points scoring. That'll be him in the points. So he's bound to take that risk. It's a risk that hasn't paid off for him, don't get me wrong, but yeah, Matter right in the back, and Maximus is into the pits actually. So the Carlin car into the pits. Matter is coming through the final corner. Was that Renfara? Oh, I thought he was coming into the pits. He's not. Maximus then coming into the pits. The track definitely getting a bit drier out on track for another set of wet compound of tyres. Maximus, I think, could have tried to really see out the race a little bit longer. He's replacing his front wing, which is going to cost him quite a lot. Maximus now might actually be overtaken by Conti, as Conti now comes into the final corner. The Dutchman struggling out on track, but he is currently going to be P9, I think. Carlin right at the top of the pit box. Conti now coming past him, and Maximus not even at the pit lane just yet. And Conti is ahead, and he's into P9. We've got a battle developing now between Matter and Renfara. Oh, Renfara really snapping the back end of that the Sauber Junior car, the Cheroux car through. And Matter in the Campos beginning just to pull away by about a second and a half. It's Honey Badger who though still leads out on track, 8.1 seconds the gap, and that gap has just really strung itself out over the last few laps or so. And Spike, I don't think, not to be dishonest to Spike, he is trying to keep in there with the car ahead. But Honey Badger's just got superior pace, even in wet conditions. He's got superior pace compared to Spike. And Honey Badger really making sure that this championship could be sealed up. Round 4 of the championship, and this is looking, I've got to be honest, so good at the minute for Honey Badger. Sean is into the pits. Let's see what he's going to come in for. Of course, he's in the other Campos car alongside Matter, and he's coming in for a set of wet compounder tyres. So clearly feeling that these conditions are going to stay like this for a little bit to come. He should be well out in P8, because Conti and Maximus are only coming down the straight now, and far right on the back of Matter, P6 and P7 out on track. And Mazes came into the pits once again for to repair himself off the set of soft compound of tyres. He has got a bit of front wing damage there to the left side end plate, I do believe anyways, and that's my eyesight going. He's back under a set of wet compound of tyres, and definitely appears to me that the rain is beginning to get a little bit heavier out on track. So maybe a brief interlude within some of the action out on track in terms of the conditions, but it definitely appears to me that rain might be getting just that slight bit heavier out on track. But it's Honey Badger who still leads. Venom trying to catch Vic Mill as well. 2 seconds the gap as we see Ren Farah really struggling out of the second chicane now towards the hairpin at turn 11. Oh, Matter has retired into the race. Matter has retired out the race. I don't know what on earth has happened there. What on earth happened there? Has he went off? What on earth has happened there? Has he had a bit of an issue, I wonder, with his setup? Hopefully you can explain that in the chat. I don't know what on earth happened there. I'm totally bewildered as to what happened. Honey Badger, though, still leads the way. 8.3 seconds the gap from Spike in second, Siege in third, Vic Mill fourth, Venom in fifth, and Farah sixth, Sean in seventh, Maximus eighth, Conti in ninth, and Maze in 10th. And I will just take a little bit of a break from commentary once again. I do apologise, I'm going to have to try and keep on going with my voice as it is, and with my me feeling a little bit ill, but I will try my best, and I'll be back in about a minute's time. So I've just seen in the chat there, I was just having a look through the stream to see how you guys were doing, and it appears that ILR Team Matter has had a gearbox failure. For the first time, I think, in TTL F2 this season, we've had a gearbox failure round 4 of the championship. Well, I honestly couldn't explain what happened. I haven't seen a gearbox failure before. I'm normally used to seeing a lot of drivers going round out on track at once and trying to overtake each other. That's what I'm normally used to, and I'm sure you guys are normally used to that as well. But Honey Badger's still out in front by 7.4 seconds, and the gap is just coming down slightly. It looks like Honey Badger might have made a little bit of a mistake out on track. Spike has just got a little bit closer over the last couple of over the last lap or so, at least 7.5 seconds. The gap was out to just over 8 seconds. Spike in second. There's Siege in third. Siege trying to keep within range of Spike. It's about 7.5 seconds, and again that gap has came down slightly. Vic Mill currently in fourth, and Venom in fifth. We'll go on board with this battle then now between the Scotsman and the Pole. Vic Mill, of course, being the Polish driver in the BWT Arden, and Venom in fifth. The Scotsman running down towards the hairpin once again. Honey Badger leads by 7.9 seconds. 3 second time penalty, cutting the final corner there. So Honey Badger comes through the final corner. Spike in second. We'll go back aboard with this developing battle out on track between Venom and Vic Mill. And the Scotsman trying to close here. Once again, a little bit of a voice break there for me. Vic Mill just runs a little bit wide into the corner. Doesn't get the best exit. You see Venom begin to close that gap slightly. I thought he got a much better run than what he did. Yeah, now he's fallen that down. He's beginning to extend that gap slightly. Of course, no ERS It's certainly DRS, but it's not the conditions for DRS. We're going to be having a full wet race by the looks here tonight for the feature race. Of course, the sprint race still to come, and hopefully Matta's car will be fixed in time. Vikmil has a bit of a moment, and it looks like he's slowing down here. Has he had a gearbox issue as well? No, just he appears to be losing the traction actually on the wet compound of tyres. Vikmil now holding on for 4th position. Venom in 5th at this moment in time, and you can really see the difference that these two are showing. And the MP Motorsport and the BWT are the sole representatives of their teams here tonight. Vikmil and Venom doing a good job for 4th and 5th. Of course, the 3 leaders are well up the road, but Vikmil and Venom now about to get battling once again. And you can really see the priority of the line there from Venom, beginning to try and close in the gap slightly. Again, not really getting the gear down there. And Vikmil just extending that gap out by about 400ths of a second. Matta has left the session. Hopefully he will be able to rejoin for the second race. If he does join within the race, that is, and doesn't join within the lobby, at the end of the session from the feature race towards the sprint race, because of course we had that issue in Australia where we had to do a shortened down sprint race. Vikmil and Venom though, right on the back of each other, 4th and 5th, about to do battle here in Canada. And the pole right on the back, the Scotsman right on the back of the pole here as we come now down towards turn 2 again. And Venom just trying to take the deeper line through there. It does gain you the better exit through the corner, but always on the outside of the corner it will gain you the traction. And Vikmil exploiting that to good effect right there. It's still 4th and 5th. Not really wanting to get any closer, I don't think, Venom at this stage. The rain is still pouring down out on track on lap 16 out of 20. And it is Honey Badger who still holds the cards out in front with 7.8 seconds. That gap now extending back out to around 8 seconds out on track from in second Spike, with Siege in 3rd. Those 3 have really been at the vanguard throughout, and they haven't swapped positions at all, the front 3. We obviously saw that first lap battle between Honey Badger and Spike. Sean being over 3 seconds further down the field. Venom trying to lunge it down the inside here on Vikmil, not quite close enough. You can see who's made the pit stops and who hasn't. Sean, Maximus and Maze have respectively made 1 and 2 pit stops respectively, but now Venom in the slipstream. Of course, he's going to have to do with the hardware. There's no DRS here under wet conditions. Venom right on the back of Vikmil. Can he lunge it down the inside? I don't think he was even going to try and chance it down the inside there. Venom holding sway in behind Vikmil. Doesn't want to go for any sort of bad move within the conditions, certainly. And Vikmil and Venom still 4th and 5th as they are. We've got about 3.5 laps to go if you are being picky. It is Honey Badger who leads by 9.1 seconds from Spike in 2nd, Siege in 3rd, Vikmil 4th, Venom in 5th, with Renfara, Sean, Maximus, Conti and Maze 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th respectively. And Maze obviously pitting, doing his weird strategy, if I've got to be honest. Again, not one I was thinking the conditions were improving. Obviously the conditions haven't got any better since he came in to set a soft pit stop, and obviously he had to pit in once again for a set of wet compound of tyres. Again, if you do listen to the stream back, don't take my advice on things, because seriously I can cost people races, and I have done that in the past. And trust me, I'm not really the most popular person to give you advice on your strategy, that's for sure. This is why I'm a commentator and not a league racer now. Vikmil leading 4th and the 5th battle with Venom in behind. Looking really good at this moment. And Sean has gone past Renfara. Renfara's had a bit of a mistake there. He lost a bit of front wing, I wonder. Oh, he's got puncture! He's got rear left puncture! Renfara has got rear left puncture. He's struggling the car through the corner. How on earth he's picked up on that is beyond me. He might have run over some front wing damage, or possibly his tyre's just completely gone. He's going to be running round on the rim for the rest of this lap. He will have to pit. He will be ahead, I think, of Conti at this stage. But Maximus trying to catch him now. So left side, left rear as it comes through shot is punctured for Renfara. which is a shame. Venom right on the back of Vicmill, actually catching a ball with Venom, just hitting the wall there slightly. Vicmill taking it nice and steadily through P4, through turn 5 that was, into turn 6 and 7 once again. Venom through the middle sector, trying to catch Vicmill when Farah is into the pit to repair. He's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I think he overshot that by about 2 miles an hour or so. But Honey Badger still leading the way. You can really see how close these guys are really out on track. I think the leader is about to come on towards lap 19. Yeah, Honey Badger's about to start the penultimate lap of the race out on track. Ooh, very close to the back there. There's Venom on the back of Vicmill, and still this battle. Not really wanted to go for any sort of move, the Scotsman. He's been very, very considerate, I think, out on track, given that it is still raining out on track. It almost looks like it is turning a little bit dry. There's still spray being picked off the tyres though, so don't even think about coming in. Vicmill and Venom through the final corner then to start the penultimate lap of the race. It is Honey Badger who leads Spike second, Siege in third, and Farah, by the way, after his puncture, he has just came out the pits there, and he's in 9th position, so he's actually behind Conti compared to where I thought he would be. I thought he would be ahead of Conti. But there you go, you can't have things your own way. Honey Badger leads the way, 11 seconds, and the Dutchman has really dominated out on track. He is going to be taking the race, the feature race win here tonight, and he will be extending his championship lead as a result. But it's this battle for 4th and 5th that is still going on out on track. Vicmill and Venom running wide that time. Looks like Vicmill has now got the answers, and it looks like it's going to be as you were for 4th and 5th. That is Maximus just getting out the way there. Honey Badger now lapping past 7th position. Honey Badger then down towards the final 2 corners once again at the Wall of Champion chicane. He's got a 13.5 second lead over Spike, who has a bit of an interference there. I think that's with Ren Farah. Oh, he's got a puncture! He's got a puncture, I think. Spike has got a puncture. What on earth has happened there? Spike is into the wall. He can't control his car. Oh my god! Spike! The tyre has completely punctured, I think. It is the rear left again. I can't really go on board with the rear view mounted camera. That is unfortunate for Spike. He was running in second for a majority of this race, and he's now been met with a potential loss of the podium. Vicmill's going to get third. Honey Badger then leads the way onto the final lap of the race. 17 seconds now, the gap. That gap is totally extended out on track. And Siege in second, Vicmill in third, Venom in fourth. Venom has got no chance now, the Scotsman, right on the back of the pole. He's 4.2 seconds off. Honey Badger then is going to be taking it. DRS has been enabled. The rain is still falling out on track, however. The track really gaining. This is why the tyres are puncturing out on track, because it has just turned into dry conditions. But for those who stayed out, well done, because they're going to be getting the points. Honey Badger, Siege, Vicmill and Venom, the top 4 haven't pitted, but look at how quick Maximus is on a set of fresh rubber right on the back of Honey Badger. And it'll be so unfortunate if Honey Badger picks up a puncture coming through the final couple of corners. I don't think he will do that though. Honey Badger through the final 2 corners. He's going to be taking the feature race win once again, and still we only have 3 winners of races this season. Honey Badger comes across the line and takes it impressively. It's 16 seconds back to Siege as he's about to come through the final 2 corners now. Vicmill will finish in third, Venom will finish in fourth. They're probably going to stay as they are. Venom has dropped off completely over the last lap or so. Siege will be coming across the line in second. Good performance from the Dams driver. His teammate is just about to come across the line there, Mason 10th. Vicmill coming across the line to finish in third. Good result. Venom has dropped off right at the death, but the Scotsman doing a good performance in fourth. And then we've got to wait for Spike, who has jumped Sean. So both teammates there, sorry, both in different cars, Univitolsi and Carlin. Univitolsi and Campos, I should say. Goodness me, what am I saying? Spike picks up a 3-second time, but he's probably not bothered about that. Vicmill gets there. Venom actually gained as a result of penalties. Spike across the line in 5th. We'll see Sean now coming around the final 2 corners in 6th position out on track. And Sean now across the line to finish in 6th. Honey Badger then takes the race 1 victory out on track in the feature race. an impressive drive from start to finish for the Dutchman out on track, and what a win. We'll see the podium celebrations very soon indeed. I'll give you a run through of the order very shortly indeed. So it was Honey Badger then who takes the feature race win from Siege in second, Vic Mill finishing in third, Venom finishing in fourth, with Spike in fifth, Sean in sixth, Maximus seventh, Conti eighth, Renfara ninth, and Maze rounding off the top 10. Matter and Drez, Matter with that dramatic retirement of a gearbox failure finishing in 11th, and Drez finishing off in 12th position. I think we've only got 10 drivers going forward into the sprint race, which means as long as they keep it on track and they don't crash into the walls, they will be picking up points out on track. So that's the end of the feature race. We can now move on towards the sprint race here in Canada. And knowing the sprint races, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be fast, and it's going to be furious, and it's going to be dry as well. Fantastic! That's what we like to see. Oh my god, it is dry out on track. I cannot begin to give you a sensation of what I'm feeling at this stage. It's fantastic, I think. Of course, we've got the top 8 reversed here tonight for the sprint race, as per usual. Maze, Maximus, Venom, Conti, Siege, Sean, Honey Badger, Renfara, Vic Mill and Spike all set to do battle out on track, and I'll be back with you in about 30 seconds. So then, the sprint race formation lap has started, and it is dry here in Canada, which means an even different test now for the drivers out on track. Everyone going on a set of soft compound of tyres. The super softs and the softs were the 2 compound of tyres available for the dries, and everyone has opted for a set of soft compound of tyres. It is Conti then who leads us on that formation lap. There is a lot of lag picking up on my end, I do apologise. Conti then is on the formation lap and leads the way. Maximus second, Sean in third. As I say, it's the top 8 reversed here out on track. Renfara and Maze are the other 2 drivers out on track here tonight. Matter and Drez leaving within the feature race. I mean, I'm not really one to criticise about drivers leaving from the feature race into the sprint race. It does cause a few lobby issues, and it also causes you not to score points within the championship if you do that. But we now are pretty much 3/4 of the way through the formation lap here. What are your predictions? Put them in the comment section if you do want to. I'll make a prediction myself, because it is going to be dry this race. I'll make a prediction for the sprint race, and I'll go for Vic Mill for the win. I'm going to go Venom for second and Honey Badger for third. I just think Honey Badger might get caught up in a few things there out on track. You never know what is going to happen though here out on track for the Canadian Grand Prix once again. The sprint race about to begin. Hopefully you've all got your popcorn, and hopefully you won't be dropping it on the floor as a result of how much action is going to go on out on track. And I've got to be honest, what a privilege it is to bring you the sprint race once again here for TTL F2, and I can't wait for the racing to begin out on track, and we should be going for lights out in just a second. So then, everyone on the grid, we are about to be prepared for 5 red lights here in Canada for the sprint race, and it is Eventually, lights out and away we go. Conti gets a very good start. Maximus lagging off the start slightly. Sean gets a good start. Sorry, it's Spike that gets a good start. Venom trying to go up the inside. It's 3 wide down into turn 1 for second. Everyone keeping it nice and tidy, and it's Conti who still leads the way for Maximus second, Sean in third, Spike in fourth, Venom in fifth. There's a few changes in the order. Honey Badger just dropping down slightly. He's dropping behind Siege, I think. Here actually goes down the inside of Siege, and job done for the Dutchman. He's up to 7 past Siege. Vicman has lost the position to Spike there, I think. Venom right on the inside line. Oh, drive around the outside line actually. Venom on Sean, a little bit of contact, a little bit of front wing being picked up there. I think that might have been Spike losing his right side, left side end plate has gone for Spike, and now C wide down here. He doesn't want to get caught in all of this. Renfar is down the car. There's the yellow flag in sector 2. It is Spike that I think is round. Yep, Spike is round in the background, but back to the lead, and it's Conti who leads the way by 4/10 of a second as they come through the hairpin once again for the first time. Maximus in second, much better exit there from the Carling car. Venom in third, Sean in fourth, Vic Mill in fifth, Honey Badger in sixth. There are position changes, 2 positions and 1 position gain respectively for a few out on track. Maximus trying to lunge it down the inside on Conti, not quite. Proving out the exit. Oh, Conti loses left side end plate, right side end plate, sorry, off the exit of the wall of Champion Chicane. Venom now run on the back here. Oh, Venom changes it. Drops and drops and dives, coming around the outside now into turn 2, trying to get the move done. If I can get my words out, that'll be fantastic. Conti leads the way though for Maximus in second, Venom in third. Ignore the blue flag. Oh, Maximus loses the control of the car. Sean does a Vettel across the grass, and Vic Mill gains a position as well. Maximus dropping down the field. Oh, and Siege has been caught up in that. Renfar has been caught up in that as well. Maximus losing, I think, traction on the corner. It's all getting a little bit too angsty out on track between a few of the drivers. They've got to keep it clean. This is a sprint race, no dropping in the standards. Sean and Vic Mill right for third and fourth. We've also got the battle for first, because here comes Venom trying to go around the outside now of Conti. The Dutchman and the Scotsman now going at it. Round the hairpin they go into turn 11. Conti holds the inside line, and Sean has got through on Vic Mill, I think, for third as well. So Sean now up to fourth, and now Venom with a much better exit out the hairpin is going to get Conti. Both of them, I think, with no front wing damage for Venom. Slight front wing damage for Conti, and he will drop back into the slipstream. So Venom gets the lead of the race. Conti being the man about it there. Vic Mill down the inside, forces Sean across the curb. 3 second time penalty being picked up there for multiple warnings. That was a corner cut, clear as a daisy. Honey Badger right on the back of Sean as well. This is the battle for third really, with Vic Mill just in front as well. Maze and Siege, 2 Dams cars doing well on the constructors. Conti and Honey Badger at the minute for the Grand Prix team, of course, are second and fifth at this stage. Maze, Siege, Maximus, Renfar is into the pit replacing his front wing. Siege has already, Spike has already been into the pit, and Drez and Matter haven't started the race. Venom then leads by a second from Conti in second, Vic Mill in third, Sean in fourth, Honey Badger in fifth. We're right on board then with the championship leader right on the back now of the Brit. He's not going to try to move down in towards 8 and 9. Honey Badger holding firm at this moment in time. We come to the hairpin once again. And it is Venom who leads the way from Conti in second. Vic Mill in third, trying to lunge it down the inside here on Conti. Conti with the front wing damage, and Vic Mill with the traction out of the corner. That front wing damage just costing Conti the position. He might be just wise enough to let these guys through actually and not fight these. Honey Badger though, right on the back, could be having the sandwich effect. It's not going to be the sandwich effect though for Honey Badger. He's gone clean past Sean, who takes out the 50-metre board for good measure. And now Sean right on the back of Honey Badger once again. The 2 Dams cars, Siege and Maze fighting out for 6th and 7th out on track as well. There's a lot going on here in the sprint race, as there always is. Siege sets the new fastest lap of the race with a 1:21 flat. And it's Venom who leads the way, and Venom, the Scotsman, is out in front from Vic Mill in second. Now Honey Badger down the inside of his teammate. He gets the move done. Honey Badger up to third position. Conti down to fourth. So the 2 Grand Prix cars change positions. There's the yellow flag in sector 1. It's not one of the leaders. It's Maximus that is off, and Maximus has retired from the race. Not sure where that has been out on track. We'll try and pick up on that later on. Sean though right on the back of Conti, and Conti again coming under pressure. Renfara has crashed out the race now. So 2 out of the race. And there's Venom, who still leads the way by 2.8 seconds on Vic Millen second, Honey Badger third, Conti fourth, Sean right on the back though of Conti. Spiker's retired now out on track. What is going on? 3 out of the same race. 3 out of the race at the same point, I think, out on track. Sean, much better exit than Conti through the hairpin. He gets the move done, so the Campos car is up to 4th. Conti in the Arc Grand Prix car down to 5th. Siege and Maze 6th and 7th. We've only got 7 left. It's like the Grand National. Conti down the inside now, back on Sean, gets the move done cleanly. That's what we like to see. Good clean move there by Conti. Sean not opting to go around the outside there, just chopped off slightly. Maximus has left the session. Yeah, Sean just having a bit of a weave there, not happy with Conti. I don't think he realises that he's got front wing damage, so it would have been tougher for the car to actually turn into the corner there. Sean right on the back of Conti though, trying to get it done the easy way. Siege is right on the back of this as well. When Father leaves the session, we thank him of course for attending tonight. Venom, Vic Mill, Honey Badger, your current top 3. Sean trying to duck and dive and dodge his way through, and again Conti just trying to essentially nurse his car through the corners with that front wing damage. Sean, I think, might get a little bit restless, and Sean just pulling out the slipstream, trying to take the deeper line down and get out the break the toe of Siege as well, just in behind for 4th place. Honey Badger trying to chase down Vic Mill. Both of them now beginning to catch Venom slightly. Comes to the hairpin once again. Sean right on the back of Conti. Here comes Sean down the inside on Conti. He will favour the run out of the corner here. Sean, the Campos car. Oh, and he loses the control of the car. Just snap of oversteer coming out through the power there, I think, of the car. And Sean down to 6th. And now this could lead Siege into contention for 4th place. Siege right on the back of Conti. We go on to lap 6. It is Venom who leads, 2.7 seconds from Vic Mill in 2nd. Honey Badger in 3rd. Here comes Siege though on Conti, trying to get the clean move done. He's going to be on the inside line. Conti all the way around the outside. He will try and hold this firm. Conti's on the inside line now down into turn 2, but I think it's going to be job done for Siege. Around the outside he goes, through the traction. Very nice indeed, and Siege pulling that off very cleanly indeed. The Dan's driver up to 4th. Conti trying to have a little bit of a jump through, and Honey Badger's out the race. Where's he lost that? Oh, he's lost it. Where Lance Stroll and Brendan Hartley crashed. So we're down to 6 now in the sprint race. This is unbelievable. Venom then leads the way from Vic Mill in 2nd. Honey Badger out of the race. That is his first, I think, DNF of the season so far. Let me just check the my table that I've got going, and looking at it, yes, it is Honey's first DNF of the season. So drivers around him in the championship might gain point scoring positions here. Venom 3 seconds ahead though of Vic Mill in 2nd. Siege in 3rd, Conti 4th, Sean in 5th, Maze in 6th. Maze was trying to get a little bit closer. Sean now within the slipstream once again on Conti. These two have had a few scraps so far in the sprint race. We're about to start lap 7. We're about to reach the halfway point, and this is Scotsman. Venom who leads, sets a new fast stop the race to market with a 1:20.9. Sean now on the back of Conti, putting out on the slipstream. He should have ran in the toe there, I think, to get a little bit closer to the corner. Sean then down the inside, braking slightly later than Conti. Conti will always hold the inside line, but like Siege last time around, Sean pulls it off around the outside of turn 2, and Sean is up into 4th position. And I'm not sure if there was a little bit of lag there, but Sean has got the move done. Conti with that wing damage, nothing you can really say about that. Clean, fair, hard racing. Sean up to 4th. Maze now right on the back of Conti as well. All being a little bit ruined. Not sure what happened with Maximus, Spike and Ren Farah out on track. They finish 8th, 9th and 10th respectively. Honey Badger as well, retiring out of the race, has crashed it through the where Hartley and Stroll came together, which was an absolute shame. But Venom currently leading away. Spike leads the session. We thank him though for attending. Venom is out in front. Vic Mill 2nd, Siege in 3rd. We're right on board with this battle for 5th as Sean tries to get away out of the toe of Conti, trying to get the move done once again down the straight. And the Arc Grand Prix car just breaking out the toe there. Sean wanted to slip it to the inside. He will try and defend the car in the position. Conti backs off wisely. Sean just managing to change the car with a bit of front wing damage from there. Was it from Venom maybe? I'm not sure. Conti then round the outside he goes on Sean. The Dutchman trying to pull it off down the inside. All will favour the outside line. Mays is going to try for 2 for 1. A little bit of racing, a little bit of hard contact there. Sean just misjudging his line slightly. He came into Conti a little bit. But I think Sean was always going to get the move done around the outside, if I've got to be honest. Sean is up to 4th once again. And will now try and pull away, because Mays right on the back of Conti. Once again, we are halfway through lap 8 here, and it's Venom who leads by 3.4 seconds. Don't think he's got any front wing damage. There was a bit of front wing damage there from one of the cars. I'm not sure whose car it might have been. It might have been Spike's actually. It looked a bit yellow. So I think Spike might have lost it through the wall of champions. I'm maybe wondering. I'm not sure. Hopefully we'll get confirmation of that in the stream. Conti then, right on the back of Sean, coming around the outside, and Sean is going to play a bit of tactical here because he's now within the DRS. He's let Conti go around the outside, and that is a bit cheeky if I've got to be honest from Sean. And Sean now with a much better exit, right on the back. We take it from Mays' point of view. We'll now go on board with Sean's POV. He's now trying to catch. It's actually Conti that has picked up the slipstream and the DRS, and he's beginning to pull away in the straight line. Sean trying to have a go down the inside, never going to work though, and this battle for 4th still going. It's almost as we got 2 separate races going on. The battle for the lead, Venom, Vic Mills, Siege, 1st, 2nd and 3rd, and Conti, Sean and Mays, 4th, 5th and 6th. It's almost as if we've split the field in 2 here tonight. Honey Badger, Maximus, Sean, Spike and Renfara all out of the race so far. I said Sean because he's obviously in front of Mays out on track. I do apologise in advance. Venom though leads the way, 3.2 seconds. The Scotsman has really taken it by the scruff of the neck. We could have our 4th different winner of races this season in both the feature and the sprint race respectively. Sean though, right on the back of Conti. Conti with that front wing damage is really giving up a very game fight here. Sean not going to go down the inside. That car never really getting close enough down the straight. Mays trying to keep up. He's just losing time I think down the straight with Sean and Conti battling, and he's getting them closer. Sean obviously going to just stay in the background. Ooh, getting very close to the back of Conti, nearly shoving him around the corner. It's almost as if he dropped it through neutral there to Conti. Sean right on the back. Venom picks up a 3-second time penalty. Now Sean right on the back of Conti once again. He'll open up the DRS. Conti nearly going towards the wall there. Now Sean is on the inside line. The Campos car down the inside of the Arc 1 pre-car. They're surely not going side by side into the final corner. It's a fair move pulled off by Sean. Conti was never going to happen. That was never going to defend that position. And Sean has sailed it past him once again. And Mays now down the inside of Conti. Conti sees him coming, adjusts his line. Mays now around the outside on the dams. Runs wide onto the marbles a little bit, but it's got to get him the run through the corner. He just went onto the grass slightly, and Conti will hold on to the position. Lap 10 out of 14. Venom leads, Vic Mill 2nd, Siege 3rd, Sean 4th, Conti 5th, Mays in 6th, and still only 6 drivers, as I say, out on track. Not sure what happened to the others. We'll try and pick up on that hopefully very shortly indeed. But Venom 2.6 seconds ahead. Mays just having a little bit of a half moment there on the curb slightly. Conti will hold the position down into the chicane at 8 and 9 once again. But again, Mays trying to prioritise the run out the corner, and the brakes right on the back of the Dutchman. Of course, there might be a few investigations after what has been a bit of a scrappy opening half to the race, and then obviously we have been seeing some clean moves. Sean has just pulled up the roll compared to Conti, which is good to see. Sean is now disposed of Conti, and he's also disposed of Mays while doing so there as well. So I think he could be on for 4th position there, out on track at this stage. Venom then, 2.8 seconds, he leads. On to lap 11 we go. We've only got 3 more laps after this one to go, and Venom holding the advantage at the minute from Vic Mill in 2nd, Siege 3rd, Sean 4th, Conti 5th, Mason 6th. There haven't really been many changes to the order. If you have just tuned in, you were really in for a treat. Oh, as Conti has lost it out of turn 2. Not sure what happened there. I'll have a repeat of that on the stream just to see what happened there. I was too busy looking down, and I'll have a look what happened. Yeah, Conti just completely dropped it out the corner. It's exactly what I thought it was, and a VSC has been deployed out on track. So VSC is being deployed. I'm not sure what for, probably for the front wing damage more than anything else for Conti's car. So that leads Venom out in front. Everyone's got to position themselves in a while. I'm just having a look through some of the comments though in the meantime. Strange to go off, Badger, you had cleared the traction zone. Having a look out on track. Nice to see the Academy boys doing great. Yeah, Academy boys doing great, although this is TTL F2 and there's no affiliations to any Academy drivers or anything. Conti has got a drive-through penalty, however, for speeding under the safety car, so I might have just ruined that a little bit with a bit of a commentator's curse. Having a look at some of the what Spike has been saying in the comment section as well. I know there's nothing going on out on track now, so we'll obviously focus on what's happening in the comments. This game is so inconsistent, hence my wildly different lap times in the wet, and there was contact between Venom and Sean. Sean had a slide, I had nowhere to go and put my front wing. Then when Farah crashes in the final chicane, I came along this car as ghosted, so I think I can go through, but apparently not. So obviously ghosting system has failed, looking at that comment section. And Honeybad just saying he was at 80%+ on the wet compound of tyres in that first race. It is though Venom who leads the way, 3.5 seconds, and this Scotsman has really dominated things out on track here tonight. Locks up into the hairpin slightly, but he has really taken the race by the scruff of the neck here, and I've got to commend him on how he has done tonight. He's dominated this sprint race. I mean, seriously, if you thought... I think I might have put him up as my winner of the race as well, actually. Just clicking on to my top 3 prediction. Picking up onto the second last lap we go. It is Venom who leads the way from Vic Mill in second, Siege third, Sean fourth, Mays fifth, Conti in 6th. There's a lot of lag picking up. I do apologise about it. I don't think it is my end though. It might be, saying that I'll probably go now, you watch. I'll just move my PS4 slightly. There we go. Venom, 3.5 seconds out in front. We're nearly halfway through the lap on the penultimate lap of the race. Mays trying to chase down Sean. We'll run on board with that for a minute. Just missing the apex there slightly at turn 2. With Sean 2.1 seconds up the road compared to Mays. Mays obviously now in the clear, and we'll try and close down on Sean. As I get blood orange Fanta up my nose, which is not really that great. Venom, 3.4 seconds clear from Vic Mill. Siege in third. It's just been a real, I wouldn't say a bore of the race, maybe one of the boring sprint races of the season. Conti picked up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane again. And that is not because he's got front wing damage. I don't think anyways. Oh, he's serving his drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. That's what he's doing. Venom there onto the final lap will lead. Conti is just going to be coming out behind him, I think, out on track. Venom is there through turn 1. We might see Conti fly through the short. He will. He'll rejoin, I think, just ahead of Vic Mill here, yeah. Oh, he rejoins just ahead of Vic Mill, and actually he's gone off onto the grass. So Conti's run wide onto the grass. He gets the car going. He's got Siege behind him. He moves out of the way, which is good to see. Venom then onto the final lap of the race, and the Scotsman has dominated out in front this sprint race. It is going to be a 5th different winner, I do believe, or 4th different winner, I should say, here tonight. It is Venom, though, who leads. Hopefully we can get to the end without crashing the stream. Venom out in front by 3.9 seconds out on track. Vic Mill second, Siege third, Sean fourth, Mays in 5th, Conti is in 6th position. That is just sorted out for a minute. Come on, we've got about a minute to go. Venom through the hairpin for the final time. The Scotsman has really dominated here out in front. Vic Mill and Siege will be picking up 2nd and 3rd. Sean and Mays 4th and 5th. Mays trying to catch Sean respectively. He's coming up towards the hairpin now, but Venom is coming through the wall of champion chicane for the final time. And Venom through the final corner. This Scotsman is going to take his first TTL F2 win. Venom wins in Canada in the sprint race. Vic Mill hitting the wall there, I think, at the wall of champions. Comes across the line to finish 2nd. Siege will come across the line to finish 3rd. That's Conti coming across the line to finish in 6th as well. But Sean and Mays find out towards the line now for 4th and 5th. It looks like Sean is just going to come out on top of all of this. He has got a few penalties, I think. He's just hit the wall there slightly as well. Mays trying to attack him. I think he knows. Sean across the line in 4th. Yeah, Mays gains on him quite a lot indeed. So Mays will finish in 4th position, just shy of the podium. And Sean finishes in 5th position. So the win goes to Venom in the sprint race. What a fantastic sprint race that was. Bit of scrappy driving early on. Obviously any investigations will be sent to the stewards, and I'm sure the stewards will have a look at that in due course. If you do have any POV footage, please do send it in, because you will pick up penalty points and maybe even a qualifying ban if you don't send it in, as Venom failed to do last week, which I forgot to come on to at the beginning of the stream, but now you've seen it, here you go. Thank you then for tuning in here to TTL F2. I'll run you down the full grid in just a second when it comes up. And it was Venom, the Scotsman, who takes it out on track in the sprint race, from Vic Mill in second, Siege in third, Mays in fourth, Sean in fifth, Conti in sixth, Honey Badger and Maximus, because they DNF, they don't pick up any points. Same with Spike and Renfara, so only the top 6 will get the respective points out on track. And Venom picking up the fastest lap of the race there as well, by 0.08 of a second from Siege. Siege just put on a set of soft compound tyres, you never know how that might have ended up. There's the results from the feature race as well. Honey Badger took it from Siege in second, Vic Mill third, Venom in fourth, Spike in fifth, Sean in sixth with Maximus 7th, Conti in 8th, Renfara in 9th and Mays in 10th. Mata and Dres filling out 11th and 12th, they failed to finish. And there are the weekend results. Bit of a mixed bag, but Honey Badger, I think, will not get, it's not top on your screen, because I think it's Venom that is going to be getting the top points here tonight with 28 points. Siege, Honey Badger well up there as well, Vic Mill, so very consistent between some of the leading championship contenders. Sean picking up 14 points there, Spike picking up 11, Mays picking up 9, Conti picking up 8, Maximus picking up 7 and Renfara picking up 2 retrospectively, or respectively I should say. Obviously coming into tomorrow night, we have got the mini league back tomorrow night. It is Germany, it is Germany and Singapore. If you are in my lot in Mini League 2, you will be having the privilege of me from 7 o'clock on the channel. 7 o'clock and 7:45, that is, for Germany and Singapore. And Kieran McGinley's lot, Mini League 1, well, you are going to be here at 8:30 and 9:15. Kieran McGinley will be taking you through that one, and it is Belgium and Japan, our 2 tracks from last week if you were part of Mini League 2. And of course, coming up this week as well, we've also got TTL F1. Myself and Kieran McGinley will take you through that one. Friday, TTSL. It's obviously me and Malc for that one. And then Saturday, we are back at it with CRC. Both Tier 2 and Tier 1 covered live here on a weekend, on a Saturday, the home of Project Cars 2 here in TTG. And I can't wait for CRC next week. I do believe, this week I think we are at Donington Grand Prix circuit. So if you do want to tune into that, something a bit different on the channel, but Alan Cavey will be taking you through Tier 2, and myself and Alan Cavey will be taking you through Tier 1 respectively. On that is on a Saturday, 7:30 for Tier 2 and 8:30 for Tier 1. That is it then for tonight. I know people are probably wanting to watch Love Island now. I'm certainly one of those people, so I will bid you farewell now. Thank you very much for watching here in TTL F2. I've been James Head, and until tomorrow for the Mini League, goodbye.